Okay, welcome into another episode of Career Quest. My name is Jake Schell, and I am a skills training instructor here at Goodwill. Joining me today is Chris Pratte. She is an insurance agent with Cross Insurance. Chris, welcome.
Thanks, Jake.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time. Yeah. So I'm curious, just if you can explain what your role is as an insurance agent. What is it that you feel like you're responsible for?
As an agent, I'm responsible for educating clients on the importance of having insurance, protecting their home, their vehicles, their family, and I do all the new business for our agency, and I work remotely.
Okay. So as a person who's working remotely, that's obviously becoming a more and more common theme in the workforce these days. What does a typical workday look like for you?
So working remotely is challenging for some people, but I don't find it very challenging because I set a schedule. Every day I'm at work by 8 o'clock. What I do is I log into my computer, I read what's called suspenses, so my leftovers from yesterday, work on those first. I go to lunch at 12:30 or 1 for half an hour, and then I work at least until 4:30. Sometimes if I have a meeting during the day, I will take lunch at 10 and then work through my lunch hour.
So just, I'm curious, because you mentioned having a pretty strict schedule for yourself. One of the things that I kind of think about with remote work is the freedom to kind of choose your location. Do you find that you mostly just work from the home, or do you go, for example, to like a coffee shop, or how do you approach that?
I used to work at home, strictly at home, and we moved to Asheville 3.5 years ago, and during COVID, co-working spaces became popular. So there's one large one that I go to in Asheville, and it has like a private phone booth. If I have a call, I can go into the phone booth, and I find it's a nice way to interact with other people during lunch. And sometimes they have lunch available there, so I'll do that. I don't go to coffee shops a lot because if I'm talking to a client, it's kind of a little bit noisy.
Right. Okay. So with that in mind, as somebody who's working remotely, how do you sort of collaborate with other members of your team? Does that a big part of being an insurance agent?
Yes. So we have there are 3 of us in sales, and there are 12 account managers. So I will sell the product, establish a relationship with the client, and then after the policies are written, the account managers service them. They help the client with billing. They help the client if the client gets a new car. So we have what's called Teams. I believe it's an app, and it's kind of like an instant messenger. So no matter where you are with your laptop, your team is still with you, even though you can't see them.
Sure. Yeah, we use that at Goodwill as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
And every 2 weeks, we have a Zoom meeting with all the other salespeople in New Hampshire. And then every month, we have a staff meeting. And since I'm the only one that works virtually in our branch, I am on the big screen in the conference room during the staff meeting.
Oh, that's
and
fun.
They
All
can
eyes
see
on
me,
you.
and and I can see them. So I feel like I'm there.
Yeah. Well, so what would you say would be sort of your favorite part of your job, and maybe one of the more challenging, difficult parts of the job that you don't necessarily look forward to?
Okay. My favorite part of the job is speaking to new people every day. It's great. Establishing relationships. I have clients who I've known for 8 years, and they'll invite me to lunch, and it's a great way to just reach out and meet people. Challenging part of my job? Oh, well, this year in insurance is what's called a hard market. That means since there have been so many natural disasters in the last few years, we all pay for that. And a lot of the carriers are saying, we're not going to write insurance at all this year. So it's difficult to place insurance this year. It's challenging. It's kind of fun. So I've been doing this for 25 years, and this is the most challenging year that I've been in my job.
Oh, interesting. Wow. And after 25 years.
Yeah.
Interesting. But you're talking about really enjoying sort of the interpersonal component of your job is a big part of what you do, it sounds
I
like.
love it. Yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And is there kind of a common myth around insurance in general, being an insurance broker that you'd like to debunk for us?
I think the biggest myth is people don't understand that we all pay for each other's losses. So when I say your homeowner's insurance is going to be $1,500 this year, well, why do I have to pay for what happened in Florida or Texas? And I think another myth is that we just want to sell insurance, and that is not true. I want to save your family from financial ruin by selling you your liability policy and have you covered as well as you can be.
Yeah. So you're providing a service to people in the community, right? Because you hear stories all the time, people who they weren't insured and something happened to them, and it could be the rest of their life they're in debt, for example.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Well, thanks so much for taking the time
Thank
to
you.
kind of discuss what you do for us.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you.